I was very much attached to those sages. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had strong faith in them. I had subjugated the senses, and I was strictly following them with the body and mind. Purport: these are the necessary qualifications of a prospective candidate who can expect to be elevated to the position of a pure, unadulterated devotee. Such a candidate must always seek the association of pure devotees. One should not be misled by a pseudo-devotee. He himself must be plain and gentle to receive the instructions of such a pure devotee. A pure devotee is a completely surrendered soul unto the personality of Godhead. He knows the personality of Godhead as the supreme proprietor and all others as his servitors. And by the association of pure devotees only, one can get rid of all sins accumulated by mundane association. A neophyte devotee must faithfully serve the pure devotee, and he should be very much obedient and strictly follow the instructions. These are the signs of a devotee who is determined to achieve success even in the existing duration of life. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasini Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Tasyeva me nuraktasya prashritasya hatainasaha shradadhanasya balasya dantasyanucharasya cha. I was very much attached to those sages. I was gentle in behavior, and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had strong faith in them. I had subjugated the senses, and I was strictly following them with body and mind. Narad Muni is giving a description of how he came to bhakti. Prabhupada writes in the purport how the qualities that Narad Muni displayed shows because Narad Muni, in that one life, he achieved perfection. So Prabhupada is giving the guidance how in that one life one can achieve perfection. Because Narad Muni is describing his character. So here he writes, he should seek association of pure devotees as opposed to a pseudo-devotee. One should not be misled by a pseudo-devotee. So now one may question, how is that? Devotee is a devotee. Why are we saying pseudo-devotee? But now here, if we see, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote songs on devotion, achieving perfection, and one particular song in a book called Baul Sangeet, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Eya to eka kalir chela, matha neda kapni para tilak nake galai mala. Translation: he is just another disciple of Kali Yuga. He keeps his head shaved, wears a loincloth, tilak on the nose, and tulasi around his neck. Okay, then further verses are there. By looks he appears to be a Vaishnava, but in actuality his conduct is that of a Shakta, one who worships principle of material energy in order to enjoy her. Anyway, describing. So one should seek out a pure devotee. And he himself must be plain and gentle to receive instructions of such a pure devotee. We see, for example, the rain, it puts rain everywhere. It throws water everywhere. But the ocean just takes the rain and keeps it there. The rocks take it and drain it. But some plants are there. When the water falls, they take that water and produce fruits and vegetables and so many things. So in this way, he himself must be plain and gentle to receive instructions of such a pure devotee. Then there is bona fide guru, we speak a lot about that, and then bona fide disciple, because we have to be able to take the instructions, and for that here some qualities are given. He must be plain and gentle. Plain. Shat anuraktasya parishatasya. Okay, it's not. So plain means whatever is the goal, we should just focus on that, attaining Krishna consciousness. You know, some, of course we're not seeing here, we don't have any money, but I'm speaking generally. Some people come and accumulate a lot of money, bank account and this and that, and many other aims people have. But if we are to attain in this life, it says here, you have to be plain. Plain is, I think you can use this word, saralta. Saralata. It's simple, plain personality, that is one. Gentle. Here gentle, there are many translations, but then when you say like gentleman, this is something like cultured, cultured person, gentle, like not shouting, being normal and good in interaction, cultured among people, social. So then describing the pure devotee, to receive instructions of such a pure devotee. A pure devotee is completely surrendered soul unto the personality of Godhead. He knows the personality of Godhead as the supreme proprietor and all others as his servitors. Prabhupada writes, what is proper understanding of absolute truth? In chapter 13. Chapter 13 talks about soul, super soul, and the material body. So Prabhupada explains, one who understands these distinctions, that we have a soul, then a super soul, and the body, they're different. This person is in knowledge. There's, the idea that the body and the soul are the same, does not have knowledge. He doesn't understand. Or super soul and soul are the same. No, it's not like that. So proper distinction among these three things. This is a pure devotee. This means a Vaishnava, practically speaking. Vaishnavas, except in this way. Vaishnava understanding is the true understanding of Vedanta or of the Vedas, which explains the distinction between us and God. And within Vaishnava, some subtle differences are there, but generally speaking, on any Vaishnava path, we can be liberated. But once someone asked, I was there in Iskcon, Delhi, someone asked, he was Chandramouli Maharaj from America, that Maharaj, which path, what's the difference, Madhva, Sri Sampradaya, Iskcon, which path shall we take? And he said, very simple, where do you want to go? You can answer that in many ways, isn't it? In so many ways you can answer that question. You can start looking at the darshans and But he said, very simple, where you want to go? You can go to Dwarka. It's not so simple. It can take lifetimes. But this is one big difference. The Gaudiya path, Prabhupada writes in this song, Gauranga Bolite Habe, he wrote in the commentary, purport of that the Krishna conscious movement takes us to Ras Leela, basically. He doesn't say that, he says to the pleasure dance of Krishna, Ras Leela. And other paths lead to other, like Madhva, and then Ramanujacharya's path, they lead to different places. So very simple, what is the distinction between the Vaishnava Sampradayas? Is this. This is one of them. Of course, then it goes deeper. What is their darshan? What is their understanding? How they see matter, spirit, soul interactions. One very powerful thing about association of pure devotees, because actually this is very a natural thing, that we get some faith, some experience, then we seek out association of devotees. Adaushada, tata sadhu sangha. We get some faith, but we understand that what I want, these people have, I have to get it. So we come in association of devotees. And proper use of association of devotees is to take association from them and follow their ideal. We're living with people, we see, okay, they're doing this way, that way, so we'll follow. And one very great fortune is if you associate with pure devotees, and we can see how pure devotees, as Arjuna asked in Bhagavad Gita. Where does he ask? Where the, he asks. So one who has attained perfection, Sthita Pragya. Sthita Pragya means, Sthit means situated. Pragya, in full knowledge. Who will have full knowledge? Who is liberated? So Arjuna asks, how does he how to recognize him? Why is he asking? So he can get that association. He wants to see, how is he? Of course, Arjuna is perfect. This question is for us. We have to recognize pure devotees, so we can associate with them. Then we have to emulate. One thing you see about pure devotees is, they never waste a second on material, anything material. They're always absorbed. And and another thing, they're very rare. They are rare to find in this creation. I've seen so many in Iskcon, elevated devotees. I say, what a movement. I was thinking in the early days, I'd go to some dham or temple, then I meet a personality, and I just observe, I cannot judge, I'm not a perfect judge, but from seeing I can see this person is advanced. The way they're speaking and interacting, I see their life, So this movement has fortunate to be so many elevated people who stayed and practiced and became purified. And the association, Prabhupada made this movement, it's working. Okay, we can be like the fly and see the bad thing. The bad things are there, definitely. You have to be careful of that. But I've seen so many, like my Bhakti Shastri teacher, he left his body. He was from Switzerland, took Diksha from, I think, Lokanath Maharaj, then went to preach in a certain part of the world, I shouldn't say, where they don't allow. He preached for years underground. And then I was just sitting in the class. After some time, I'm realizing this person is liberated, how he's speaking, not getting angry. And I went to see him once. I had some questions, and it was something like 10 p.m. And of course, we rise early, 3:30, Mangalarti there, and we had our class, and he didn't at all rest the whole day. So 10 p.m. I entered, come in, and I came in, and he was bright and smiling and happy, always happy. As if I just like, this is 12 noon or some morning, so much energy, always. And he was always on that state, always. So anyway, my point here is, it's written here, one should seek out the association of pure devotees. We have to understand who's a pure devotee. And not that, unfortunately, not everyone putting tilak, kanti, sikha is pure. Maybe not, and as it says, not everyone wearing saffron also. I mean, that once Maharaj said in a class, we were all sitting, well, actually I think I was two, three of us were there. Not everyone wearing saffron is a pure. It doesn't mean, no, but they're on the path, that's good. But he meant to say that for other people, anyone wearing saffron, they'll worship, oh, he's great, but it's a color. And so people who are simple, they'll see anyone wearing tilak, shikha, like that, will give full faith. But it's up to us, we'll be cheated. Here, Prabhupada says here, should not be misled by a pseudo-devotee. One putting appearance as a devotee, but is not following principles. Actually, this song I quoted, if you read on, it's very interesting what is written. It's a little different from our topic. So, we should be able to recognize a pure devotee. And this is why we had to read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu to understand the length of devotion. What is bhakti? Don't be fooled. What is a devotee? Like this. And by association of such pure devotees, one can get rid of all sins accumulated by mundane association. Sometimes, you associate with someone. I don't know an example to give. I'll give an example like Holi. On Holi, everyone is throwing color. And someone has color, and you're with them, and then the color will come on you also. You have to be careful. So when you have someone has bad quality, you associate with them, we get it. Similarly, if we associate with good, pure devotees, and in this way, I'm not going to say 100% pure even if you associate with someone desiring to be purified, you'll also get that desire. It's such a great thing, this association. It happens sometimes that I also went with some senior devotees. I went to Mayapur once, same train, and I had to share the same room, and I was so blissful. My reading, my chanting was so good. And also once sometimes with some Maharajas also. So this association is such a powerful thing. It's sort of, and here, look, it says here, it can get rid of sins accumulated by mundane association. Now we are in this material world. We have to associate sometimes with non-devotees. But of course we are fortunate. Brahmacharis, Vanaprasthas, sannyasis are sort of sheltered. But now grahasthas, they don't want to go on the farm, so they have to really go through a lot of suffering by this non-devotee association in office, friends, and it's really bad. Even family, non-devotee family. So what is the result? It becomes very difficult to practice. But now, thanks to our smartphone, we can even have non-devotee association even if we are not there. We can be associating with non-devotees on the phone also, or mundane literature, but no one reads much nowadays. So that's another way. Is the benefit of the phone is we can associate by hearing good lectures, and that is that. Narad Muni in one life got perfection. He associated with these devotees, the Bhakti Vedantas. And how did it happen so fast? Because it takes time to be Krishna conscious. It takes time. It can take lifetimes. But lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. Lava matra. Lava means something like 1/12 of a second, if I'm not mistaken. There's nimesha, lava, kshana, is measures. In Bhagavatam it's given. So 1/12 of a second association with a pure devotee can give us. Just like if someone has the color paint and you associate with them, it comes on you. So in this way, if we happen to associate with a pure devotee, even for a short time, it can get such a benefit. In the Bhaktisiddhanta Bible, there's a narration how they'd gone to some hill station. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and some of the brahmacharis and preachers. So they were going on an ox cart, Belgadi. Slowly it was going on the mountain path. And that ox cart was overtaking another one. Now you can imagine how it is. Overtaking one ox cart, overtaking another. I hope you understand ox cart. What would you say?
Bullock cart.
Bullock cart. Belgadi. Belgadi. So the bullock cart is overtaking. Now there was one boy with a stick, young boy. He was some 15 or something. And then Bhakti Saraswati Thakur was sitting in the other one, just watching that boy. And it's narrated like this. He asked him, "What's your name?" He told his name. "What are you doing? Where do you stay?" That's all. One or two questions like that. That's all. And it overtook and went. He went. Later, that boy, he just had this great desire. I have to find out who is this man. Who was that man? He's asking me questions. He looked so bright. So he went looking, and he went all the way to, I don't know, that because they were on a hill station, and then he went looking for them, and he went all the way, I think, to Kolkata. Quite far. And there he spoke to him, and then he said, "I want to serve you, I want to surrender to you." Meanwhile, his parents came. And but he was so taken aback by this personality. He didn't even preach, Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. He didn't preach anything even. He just asked him a few questions, general questions. But this boy, it seemed like he got something, a seed, some powerful purification happened just by this. So he went looking for him, and then parents followed. So then, okay, he said, "Okay, you can stay here." Then the parents came, but they came on the day that they were setting off for Navadip Parikram. And there was a lot of commotion and people and things, and, you know. And so They came looking for him. Meanwhile, they're in the middle of all that devotees and prasada, and so somehow or other they went on the parikram. I don't know how it happened. They said, okay, my son is here. Why you left him? Why you took what's going? No, he came himself. So why did he come? You send him back. Said, look, we are going on parikram. You want to come? Somehow they agreed. They went on parikram. They became devotees and then left. So even association in this way, which is not, not targeted to make someone a devotee, but just association. But of course, we have to be a very pure devotee for that, because we have to engage. We can't just. We have to speak to people and make them devotees. But here we see this situation that simply by associating like this boy got attracted and started his devotional service. And practically speaking, for preaching, if one simply gives their association and contacts people and desires that they be purified, then Krishna can purify. Even if it's not supposed to be that he should be purified. You know how in Iskcon they do this. In one way it's a little strange, but it has a basis. Oh, Prabhu, pray for me, Prabhu, pray, Prabhu, give me your mercy. Okay, that's good. It's a good sentiment. But I heard that actually you should do, to please the devotee, you serve him, do something, then he'll bless you, even if you don't speak. Because devotees are magnanimous by nature. They want to help. Anyone comes in their association, they want to somehow benefit these people. Anyone. They just come in their association and serve. Or get their favor somehow. But just saying, okay, give me your mercy, give it to me, give me your mercy, That's also good, the sentiment is good. But the idea is that devotees naturally want to help you. They want people to be purified. So simply by associating, coming in proximity of devotees is so powerful. And I heard in one lecture that when Maya wants to attack us, first thing is she'll take us away from devotees, because you cannot attack. It's hard. You can, but it's hard. If someone is surrounded by devotees and enters into Maya, but if they go off alone, then of course it's not so hard. So this association. But now, how to be in the association? Here it says, a neophyte devotee must faithfully serve the pure devotee. Like we are serving Prabhupada here, isn't it? We are serving Prabhupada, we are serving our gurus by being here. So here, faithfully serve, faithfully, with faith, understanding that I'll be delivered. I simply have to follow these instructions. Shraddha-dhanasya, the word comes here. With faith. Without a shred of doubt that I'm following, and I know I'll be purified if I simply continue serving, because one who serves a pure devotee gets their blessing. And you may say, the Guru doesn't know. You have to write email, I'm doing this, I gave these books. It's good, we should do that also. But it's a transcendental arrangement. Prabhupada spoke about the transcendental system in Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Atadhi kule bhavati dhimatam etadi dullabataram loke janma yad idisham. One who is very advanced but did not attain perfections takes birth in a family of transcendentalists. It's written. Prabhupada said, fortunately, I and my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Parivrajaka 108, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, took birth in such families of transcendentalists. And he said, by the transcendental system we met. Transcendental system. So there's a transcendental system. Even if you are serving the Guru, he's not aware in that sense, but the Paramatma is within, so all the worship is taken. It's accepted. Once Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he was in, I think, Hong Kong, he offered something no, it was not Tamal Krishna, it was another devotee. He offered something to Prabhupada. And then he phoned that Prabhupada, I made an offering Did you receive it? Something like that. And then Prabhupada chastised him heavily for that. What is your understanding? Just because of the super soul within, whatever we are serving, everything is recorded, everything is there. Actually, Guru is a manifestation of super soul. Therefore, another name of Guru, Chaitya Guru. That's the word. That the super soul now we cannot communicate because we are not on that level. But when we serve the Guru, it's non-different. It's non-different than that. So one must serve faithfully. That it's faith, but it takes time to have faith. Actually, none of us have full faith. If we had full faith, we'll be on a different platform, isn't it? Completely. But this is the process of getting that. Actually, the means of Krishna consciousness and the end are the same. We are serving, so we can serve purely. So, faithfully serve the pure devotee and should be very much obedient and strictly follow the instructions. Obedient. Now, Narad Muni was told to do whatever things, wash the pot and this and that, and he followed. Obedient and strictly follow the instructions. Yeah, this is, Prabhupada uses the word shishya, comes from the word dhatu of shas. Shas dhatu. Shas means to conquer over. Even in English, disciple, who knows what word it comes from? Yeah, discipline, disciple, maybe some other word beginning like that. Yeah, anyway, that is it. So that means that one has to follow and strictly follow the instructions. And then, now this is very good, this last sentence. These are the signs of a devotee who is determined to achieve success even in the existing duration of life. Example is of Narad Muni. Now, Narad Muni, what were his characteristics we can see? And we can see that he attained perfection within this life, within that one life. This is not easy. It's intense. Actually, if one gets opportunity to associate with such powerful devotees like that, then there's a higher chance. But in one way, we are associating with Prabhupada through his books and lectures. Every day we are coming in contact with Prabhupada and his disciples, his followers, his disciples, because Prabhupada is powerful. He can manifest through them. One who doesn't understand that, he'll think, no, I have to take Diksha from only Prabhupada. Only Prabhupada. He cannot understand the power of Prabhupada. That Prabhupada is not limited by time and space. He can act through his representatives who are pure. He actually said that. Chant 16 rounds, follow the principles, and read my books, and I will instruct you from within. They are quotes. We'll see in the upcoming book. So it's possible. A pure devotee like Prabhupada can act. And therefore, they are not cremated. They are put in samadhi, and we can go and access, get mercy, guidance from them by coming to their samadhi and praying, approaching them. So one of the greatest things I heard, actually I was present there. I was present in the lecture in Mayapur, and His Holiness Jayaprakash Maharaj asked a question. What is the most rare commodity in this world, which is becoming more rare? He asked like that, huh? Close, correct, he said that. So everyone was saying different things. And I think, because I told you this before. No, I didn't. Okay. Somehow people didn't get it. So he said, Prabhupada disciples, it's a rare thing. Because Prabhupada disciples who are affectionate to Prabhupada and following him, they are carrying Prabhupada inside. They are carrying him. So one can get perfection through following them and associating with them. Because Prabhupada is acting through his disciples. And so, if somebody is able to get associated, because we are saying, okay, Prabhupada is not here. Oh, how I missed, I could have taken birth and Prabhupada was there. Definitely, I also wish that. But at the same time, we can understand that in some ways it's even more powerful. How is it? Because Prabhupada told his disciples that my Guru Maharaj is more merciful to you than me, because the grandfather is more merciful to the grandchild than to his son. So Prabhupada said that to his disciples regarding Bhaktisiddhanta. So regarding, we are grandchildren of Srila Prabhupada. So actually we say the most rare thing, because association of them, Prabhupada is present, and we can get such a powerful guidance and purification. As if you hear Prabhupada memories, how they got purified, some of them, just by Prabhupada looking at them. They were saying, he's seeing everything, and he could see me. I knew it. He could see my past. He could see my heart, and I felt I was purified. And I started crying, and so many of them say this. So they got the mercy, but we can also, in this way, get mercy of Prabhupada through his disciples, through his books, in some ways in a more powerful way. We even noticing, yes, they are, because we think that direct association of Prabhupada is better. Now here, very fortunate, Narad Muni got direct association of pure devotee. This is very good. But Prabhupada even said this once, that for example, even a mosquito has very close association with a guru, but just to suck his blood. And some of the, all over the world, the disciples of Prabhupada, some of them really came up and they never had direct close association at all with him. But they did amazing things and explained about Prabhupada and fulfilling his mission. But whereas just surrounding Prabhupada, there were some disciples, it doesn't necessarily mean that they got all the mercy. When we say that Vani is more powerful than Vapu, when we say that, then we have to understand how is it, what does that mean? Vani means that the instruction is given and we follow that and we associate. And Vapu means direct association. But it was very difficult, I hear from those who are speaking, that we see, some people see Prabhupada as some person who was like, the way they put the picture and portray him like that very loving, caring grandfather type, which is true. But they say he was very heavy. He was so intense and heavy. You cannot be around him unless you're fully pure. Because he'll pick out and he'll immediately, you had to be very pure, and if not, he'll correct you intensely. Of course, he was very kind and but to live with him and travel like that, you had to be on a high level of practice. Or if not, then you had to come to that high level, because it's not possible. He was intense, he was in purity, he was in devotion. So everyone is saying, okay, this direct association. But Vani, association, this is very, this is from that principle of Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitite Kara Aikya. Making the words one with my consciousness. Now, whatever words of the Guru in order, we keep it one with our consciousness. And in this way, Sri Guru, we associate with him in very deep, powerful way. Ar nahi kori mane asha. There's no other desire. We should not have any desire in life other than what is desire of Guru. And then all our life's desire should be molded according to that. So yes, okay, Narad Muni got direct association and became purified. But there's a transcendental system Prabhupada spoke about. That even if we associate with Guru through instructions and books, etc., that can have, and his follows, then that's also possible. Especially, we are so fortunate that you see our Sampradaya, Srila Prabhupada has come. Once a book was being written about Prabhupada, I was there. And it was being written in the present tense, that Prabhupada by his mercy is purifying, and there was an editor present saying, no, Prabhupada's not here, you have to write, he purified by his mercy. Then the author saying, no, purifying. Well, that's your opinion, but people won't understand. Prabhupada is not here, now you have to write. And this became a point of discussion. And I was present there watching. Then later on I went to another disciple, senior disciple, and then I asked him that what is his understanding of this? And he said, he was not a Prabhupada disciple, but he said, I had dreams of Prabhupada coming and telling me things. He came and told me, he said, I don't tell people, it's real things, other strange things, with this person. But directly, I am in a very intense situation, sometimes very intense and very, as a manager, as a guide like that. And dreams, Prabhupada came and instructed me and told me. And so, yes, we should write present tense. He is present. People are seeing him still, getting guidance. And this is proper understanding of the Guru, that we can get this association and guidance. Of course, we have to be on that intense, sincere, higher level, that we desire to be purified. Then we'll get this guidance. These are signs of a devotee who is determined to achieve success, even existing duration of life. It's possible that we can do that. In fact, Prabhupada explains about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna who came. But what was the whole point? Why did he come as a devotee? To show us, isn't it? To show us how a devotee should be. So Srila Prabhupada said, if somebody follows the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exactly, they can get liberated in this life. Follow him exactly, how he lived. Because there's a lot of narrations, how he acted in different circumstances, how he saw different things, how he dealt with people and situations. He was supposed to be the most magnanimous, merciful, but he was also very tough on some close people, like Chota Haridas, that incident. You know about that? You know about it. You know? How is it? Some of you didn't read CC. You know about it. That's good. When you hear lectures and you're in Iskcon, this is a good thing. When you're with devotees, I didn't read certain books, didn't read certain verses, but around me someone is memorizing, talking, then we end up learning now. It's a good thing. So he was merciful and very friendly and magnanimous jiva, but he was also very tough in some places. So if we just imitate almost some things you can't imitate, like the later pastimes, but if you just follow his life and take up those ideals, one can get liberated in this life. Prabhupada explains. Because Krishna came to show us he behaved as a devotee, like that. His preaching also, his preaching style, how he was interacting with his people below him, equal, so-called equal, and senior, because he's Krishna, but how he dealt with that situation. For example, he'd always be distributing prasad, any occasion. Wide distribution of prasad. And he always upkept the social order. He kept the social order, even though the varnashram was intact at that time. And there was some, the social order was kept in terms of varnashram, but not for pure devotees. When someone was a pure devotee, he treated them as a pure devotee, transcendent for all these things. So, getting liberation in one life, this is possible by properly reading about pure devotees, studying. For us, that would be Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, reading his biographies, so important. We see things which will not come here, how he reacted. What his disciples explained is that he'd be very heavy in the class, but on a personal level, he was very, he'll not point out, he'd be very much more accepting, but not in all cases. So we have to see. But they said that those who could take chastisement, he chastised them very heavily. Those who could not, he didn't. But they didn't get so much mercy in terms of guidance. And some people, because as the speaker said, due to Kali Yuga, a lot of people are bringing is such that you cannot be heavy. But some of them you can. So in that way, Prabhupada was different. And if we read about how he followed and did everything, then also we can get purified. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada. That's why these biographies are important. Hare Krishna. Any question? Yes?
So, oftentimes this is what I felt whenever we say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to do this, and so we should do, or Prabhupada used to do this, so we should do. And they say that, oh, he is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Prabhupada, how can we cannot do so at such a level. Then that common tendency is there among any devotee I speak to. For instance, practices of separation of men and women, for instance, that how Mahaprabhu was strict in these matters. But then one may say that he was in sannyas, he was sannyasi, so he has to be, but it's not practical for everyone. So then how would someone deal with this?
See, Srila Prabhupada is what would term an acharya. Acharya comes from the word achar, it's practicing what he's preaching. So they could have just sent the books, but Prabhupada came practically show us how to live, eat and deal with things. So that's why he came. Otherwise, like the Vedas are just written and sent. But then acharyas will come and say, follow like this, do like this. That's meaning of acharya. Prabhupada himself defined. Shows by example. That is one. Second, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, same thing. He came to show us how to surrender. Specifically now this topic you said about gender separation. There are indications that some Prabhupada was lax in the beginning, but there is one very clear incident how in the kitchen he was saying that who's in the kitchen? So and so Prabhu. Who else? So and so Mataji. How is she with him? Alone in the kitchen. This is wrong. Why are you doing this? This is not. He was very strict. And that was to show us. Of course, he was beyond that. But he showed us. Even we know all these pastimes. Like his sister, he was 70. Sister was in 70s also. She came to see him. And then the brahmachari was there, was leaving. He said, where are you going? Sit down. And the whole meeting was over. He said, how can you leave me alone with a woman? He's 70, she's 70. He's a pure devotee. But it is to show us. It is. That's why he's called Acharya. And that's why Mahaprabhu came as a devotee, to show us. But we have to use our intelligence. What to imitate, follow, and what not to.
Yeah. It's like this. When someone comes to Iskcon, they have this image like, oh, I see the Iskcon's early days videos or anything.
Yeah.
They think like boys and girls, they can dance together, they can just be free, just love. These things, they are not emphasized or spoken at all. Hardly they are spoken. Just because they might be not so popular, these things they are not spoken. Especially in our society also, like these things they are not spoken or practiced.
Yeah, now it's not so much.
Because it will be unpopular, so
yeah, there are different excuses that I've come across. One is that the people are used to this. If you do, they won't come. Something like that. But then, who you want to bring? And you're bringing them, but we have to change them, isn't it? What's the point? Another thing is that for example, when I read Brahmachari book, I understood the whole point of this. Stand up. I understood the whole point, why men and women are separated. And I could also say that I recall that once we were taught in a different religious system, for example, if you look at a woman, don't look again. If you look, don't look again, like that. But we didn't know why. No one could understand. And but after reading Brahmachari book, which is Prabhupada's quotes, he explains different things. And then even in his purpose explained, even if you look at a woman with desire to enjoy, but you don't, just for, in a lusty way, then this is harmful. It's equivalent even to a close association. It's like you're lying next to a woman on an expensive bedstead. So, how to cure that? They should discuss the effect. What are the effects? Effects is association with women, seeing women, thinking too much, what happens? Determination, willpower come down, intelligence comes down, old age comes fast, a lot of things. You don't know. I mean, I'm not, maybe not pure devotees that Krishna says we'll follow, but you understand that there are some bad effects that will happen that we should be aware of. It's given in this Puranjana chapter, narration. They don't understand close association with women. What is the effect? Strength of character also in men is there when they don't associate with women a lot. Even in Grihastha ashram, I know one devotee, he told me that when he reached 7 or 8, his mother used to chastise him, why are you playing with your sister? Go and play outside with the boys. Same family, and even the men, like they had, let's take an example, Africa, they had polygamy. Actually, so does Islam, so does Vedic culture. But anyway, how does it work? That the women live separately in a house, a hut, and he'll spend time with them. But he doesn't live with them, he lives separately. And he'll go with the man and go hunting or go farming. They'll not that whole day with the women, even though they had polygamy. Just association with women, it reduces the character, strength of men. Just associating too much, even within the family. So what I'm trying to answer your question of is that why people don't do this now in Iskcon. I would say they don't understand what is the effects. They don't understand. Another thing is it's difficult to do austerity, too much association with women. It's difficult to be austere because senses become weak. Different reasons. So I get it, which someone reads Brahmachari book, and as I found out that the biggest people who buy Brahmachari book are not Brahmacharis, they're Grihasthas, that book. So good. We should read and understand the effects and the positive effects of gender separation. And sometimes it happens for preaching, we have to, so in a guarded way, sometimes it's required, we have to associate when we associate.
Yes, in the lecture you were mentioning that Kamal Krishna Maharaj, he offered something to Prabhupada.
Then the name, I couldn't remember the name of the person. Maybe it was him, maybe not. Yeah, and it was in Hong Kong. Yeah.
He called Prabhupada and asked an offering.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why Prabhupada has to chastise him.
Because it's he's...
He offered it to Prabhupada deity.
Yeah.
And then called him out.
Then he said, did you receive? He wanted to understand, Prabhupada, you didn't understand. And to understand that, Prabhupada said, there's a quote of Prabhupada, Guru is not the body, it's the principle. Sri Guru may not be present, but he knows everything.
I think this is the misunderstanding, like taking Guru as equally as like God. Like he is not omnipotent or
No, it's hard to explain this incident. It's something we can, but Guru is God in some way, no? Sakshat Hari.
Because it's told like Maharaj told like Guru is as good as God because he is speaking about.
And he can give you instruction to go back to God, but materially he may not know this or this or that. Okay, now this offering happened, then Sri Guru knows, Sri Guru is present. Now, how to look deeper into this, I cannot explain. I have to try to find out. But for me also it seems strange. Why are you saying that? Because we are worshipping Sri Guru. We are saying that Sri Guru is expert in arranging the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in the groves of Vrindavan. Nikunja, Ratikeli, CBI. So you go and ask your Guru, how you do that? Now you want me to explain. You understand the point. I won't going to say something that I don't know, which is beyond my realization. But the understanding is there, but I cannot explain it.
So like once there was this Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He went to Gopal Krishna Maharaj and he was just there. And then this Maharaj asked him, like, who are you? He was his disciple.
Oh yeah, I told you that.
Then he thought like, I am his disciple, but doesn't know me at all. And then he just
He
went
left.
off, he
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, then he left Iskcon. He left Iskcon. But he was still practicing. So they told me about him, speak to him. I was speaking to him and he became a little friendly. And now every time I go to that temple, I speak with him and he's closer. I didn't yet deal with that issue.
So that is the understanding why.
Yeah, that Guru knows, even if he's physically not present, we have a relation.
So
Guru is Krishna.
There is the thing like Guru knows and Guru doesn't know. So how do you understand those things?
He knows like, how to understand? I can't explain. No, I can say something, but I don't want to overshoot something that I don't know and speak something. I have some idea, but it will be like a speculation, so I won't answer. Maybe offline. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. What?